Tonight on Hockey Talk, we look back at our division predictions from earlier this year. Who got it right and who got it oh so wrong.
Then we look at the final games of the regular season, whose seasons ended at Game 82 and whose real seasons started this weekend.
Speaking of that real season, all of the playoff teams have been confirmed. Who do we have taken either side of the bracket? All that and more right now on Hockey Talk. Welcome back to Hockey Talk, the show made by hockey fans for hockey fans. My name is Rob Finger, alongside Chris DeLuca, Evan Shomes, and Eric Palmieri, and we are here to talk some hockey. Now, earlier this year, we all sat down and made some predictions for who we thought was going to win each division. Several months later, we can see that our picks are not exactly the most accurate. We'll start with the picks made by the guy who arguably has to do the most explaining as to why he made the picks he did, Chris DeLuca.
All right, yeah, so, I mean, if we look right here, these are the picks I made back God knows how long. Let's just go right to left. Panthers for the Atlantic. No one would have been able to guess at the beginning of the season that the Panthers were going to fall off a cliff.
Yeah, I don't think anybody had that in any of their bingo cards.
That was a collapse.
So that was shocking. I mean, they had a little bit of the injury bug. Kachuk, Bennett, I mean, like everybody on that team was on IR at some point. So obviously not great for them. And then you know what? I'm just going to skip the Metro. I don't want to talk about that. We'll get back to that.
The Metro will be gotten to in the B block. Don't worry.
I have words about that, but after the season, I don't know what I was on.
Let's face it, there's a reason he's starting this episode with no jersey on.
Yes, there's a reason. We'll get to that. We'll go skip over the Central real quick and go to the West. I mean, they almost made a playoff spot, and that was
impressive.
That was impressive. I mean, I said at the beginning the Sharks were going to be contenders. Did I think they were going to win the division? No, I made that as a joke. But the fact that they actually almost made it to the playoffs in itself, I mean, I was serious when I said that they have a lot of the tools. They just need to execute. And they did execute very well. They just fell off a cliff.
And I will admit that the future is looking pretty teal out in the West Coast. So
it's not too bad.
I mean,
you get the
any Sharks fan has to be very
happy,
very happy right now. Shout out Blake Blodgett and Bradley Jacobs. I know they're very excited. And finally, the Central, the only team that actually made the playoffs this year for the first time in franchise history, the Utah Mammoth. I mean, obviously great players over there. Clayton Keller. He's still that.
Yeah, they are riding the vibes of the Mamboni as well.
Yeah, they've been riding the vibes. Just overall, just really doing what they have to do there. So, good for them. We'll get into my Metro
so
later.
Let's move on to the picks made by Evan Shomes. Let's bring him up here.
If they don't come up, I remember. Oh, there we are. Vegas. I'll start there. They did get first, so that was a pretty good.
It's not locked in yet.
It's not locked in, but they are in there right now.
Right now,
the
they're
only
first.
Other contender would be the Edmonton Oilers.
Yep. So right now, at least, Vegas has that spot.
They'll clinch that spot tonight with the win against Seattle, by the way.
Exactly. So they're in spot. Not too disappointed in that. The Stars, they came in second in their division, or at least, again, as of right now. I don't think that could change.
They also did come in second to the President's Trophy winners. So
yeah, at the end of the day, you can't blame them. I'm not too disappointed in that pick either. The Islanders.
We'll get back to that.
Yeah, I could get back to that. Atlantic Panthers, again, just a total collapse. I mean, and I would not have guessed it. They were my easy pick in the beginning of this season. I was like, yeah, obviously this is my easy pick. Panthers win it, obviously. No, they don't.
All right, and I will say, okay, the Islanders, they had a chance for the playoffs.
Yeah, then they hired
such an entertaining season just to flush it down the toilet at the end.
And like I said, we'll get to more of that in our B block in our actual NHL discussion section. But we'll move on to the picks from Eric Palmieri. Bring him up.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Oh wow, yeah, this is bad. Okay. Well,
one side's bad.
One side's
let's-
bad. One
let's
side's
start with-
actually very good.
Let's start with the Atlantic. You know, that's really on me choosing the previous Stanley Cup winners over a
Back-to-back.
team that hadn't made the playoffs in 15 years. Silly me. How could I forget about that? Must have had a lobotomy that day. Washington Capitals. I don't really know what I was thinking with that one. I think I was writing like
You said
this was going to be
Ovi,
Ovi's like
that is what
Cinderella
exactly you
story
said.
right off. I mean, 2 points out of the playoffs. They almost were able to do it.
Ovi said he's not retiring.
And he
said
still
he's
had
not
a pretty
retiring?
solid
He waved-
year.
he waved the
So
Penguins off the ice
maybe
before
I'll
the
choose
handshake.
them to win the Metropolitan
Exactly.
next year. Now let's move over to the West. Let's go with the Central. I feel like the Avs are pretty much the easiest chew-in. I feel like.
They're
Even
never not
for the
good.
cup, it's
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
That's a
Yeah,
that's
like,
a good way to make some money right
They're
there.
always in contention. I feel like either for the first or the second central slot.
Yeah,
so.
and with a duo like Cale Makar and Nathan McKinnon, they're always going to be competitive.
Yeah, it's just
I
overpowered
mean,
at
especially
the end of the day.
I mean, they also got other players there that are just so great for them. But
Yeah.
this is your time, Eric, not mine.
No, it's okay. At the end of the list, got the Pacific. It really came between the Oilers and Vegas. Everyone knew that was going to happen. And Vegas
they?
rode their guy, Jack Eichel, sending nothing but hate, Jack. And yeah, those are my predictions. Went 50-50.
That's
not
not
too
too
bad.
bad.
2
It's a
of
good
4.
split.
So.
And the thing is, so far, you're the one who has done it the best.
Yeah,
out of
the
your
East
predictions.
just is the worst thing ever this year. It was so unpredictable.
Yeah.
Not the worst thing ever. I'm saying if
No,
you
no,
bet
you're
on
right.
the
No,
East,
you're right.
you probably
You're right.
lost money.
All right. Well, we will get to my picks now here for the division, and I look at that West Coast and I just go, "What was I thinking?" I really do.
Silly you for picking the President's
Okay,
Trophy
we'll start.
winners.
We'll start with the Kings. The Kings, I thought were gonna make a heck of like a run, rebuilt, like revamped that new-ish logo as well, flashing back to the '90s. I felt the vibes, but the vibes were off. Central, the Winnipeg Jets were the President's Trophy winners last year, but they, similar to my Atlantic pick, fell off a cliff. So the Jets are out the door. The Metro now is the only one that I got right, and it was the Carolina Hurricanes. It was the boring pick. And that's the thing. Like, I do have to say that the Carolina Hurricanes are just kind of the boring pick because yes, they're good, but they're the boring type of good. Like, it's not as exciting as some of the other teams in the Eastern Conference.
They're the number one team in shot suppression, so it's
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
It's
It's not
the
fun
easiest
hockey.
write-in
And
for
then
a
you've
conference
got the
final
Atlantic
loss.
with the Florida Panthers, which enough has been said already. All 4 of us picked it, and they just let us down. But, well, with all the explaining of our past decisions behind us, we'll head to break, and when we come back, we'll discuss which of our teams' real seasons are just starting and who got cut at Game 82. We'll be back on Hockey Talk.
$50. You better watch out.
You got swat you like a bug.
Crystal. Welcome back to Hockey Talk, the show made by hockey fans for hockey fans. My name is Rob Finger, alongside Chris DeLuca, Evan Shomes, and Eric Palmieri, and we are back to talk hockey. As we said earlier, some of our teams made the playoffs and some very much didn't. We'll start with the team furthest from the mark, the New York Rangers.
Okay. I'm gonna just say this right now.
Okay.
Audio operator, I'm gonna yell at some point. Please be ready to turn down my audio. And it's gonna be right now. Why do we do the things that we do? Why are we playing such garbage hockey? First off, why are we playing like we're playing on one leg? I can play with one leg right now. I can play better than them with one leg. I can't even move this the full way. Are we for real? Are we for real? The Rangers have been disappointments. Oh my lord! Every single season for the last 2 seasons,
the other one.
and even when they're in the playoffs, they were disappointments. They never played 5-on-5 right. Now that we're being eliminated every other year, we play 5-on-5 right, but everything else sucks. Everything else sucks. Like Artemi Panarin gone. Why? Because we gave him for a bag of pucks to LA for God knows why. They're in the playoffs right now at 20th in the league in year so. I don't get that part. We'll get back to that. Chris Kreider, you're one of the best Rangers to ever play. You traded him away to Anaheim for a bag of pucks as well. Jacob Trouba, he had a down year and we decided to make him the villain of the story. Was I a part of that? Yes, I will not forgive myself. But he sucked that year. I had a reason. Same thing with Mika's Zibanejad, but he made a comeback because he was given the opportunity to. They had the pieces. We had the pieces. So why are we getting rid of them after a President's Trophy winning season when we got rid of Goodrow over waivers? I don't get it. I don't get it. Chris Drury I have too many words that I cannot say on television of what I think about Chris Drury. But he needs to be exorcised from that organization. He needs to go. Gone.
Zoran needs to ban him from all 5 boroughs.
If he is not on some sort of ban list in the 5 boroughs or New York in general, we're gonna have problems. We are gonna have big problems. If I don't see Chris Drury flipping burgers at my local Walmart down by
Flipping
Long
burgers
Island,
at Walmart.
huh?
Flipping burgers at Walmart?
Yes.
Is that a job?
You ever see the supermarket? They sell burgers.
Huh.
I don't know if you know that. They do actually sell them.
Interesting.
But if I don't see him selling or trying to advertise me some sort of real estate plan and not working or a car, I'm going to be livid. I'm going to take care of the New York Rangers.
Sounds like he's got a lot of jobs. Good for him.
Chris
I'm
Drury,
done.
the
I'm done.
used
Chris
car
Drury,
salesman.
get out of my team. Get off the team.
Who are you gonna root for instead then?
I'll tell you who I'm going to root for instead after your discussion.
Okay.
All right, so with that's a good segue. We'll move on to Evan Shomes and the New York Islanders, who were close, but no cigar.
Islanders, disappointing end to the season. By the way, we were ahead in wins than the second place Penguins, who made the playoffs. So something's got to change there because that's kind of crazy to have more wins and be under the second place team. Other than that, we have a bright future still. Schaefer was great, obviously, tied for most goals by a rookie defenseman.
And let's face it, he probably is going to win the Calder Trophy.
For sure.
As much as I would like it to be somebody like
Demi
Ivan
Demidov.
Who scored a great goal against us a few days ago.
Can we also make a point that, to build off that, the Kings with 22 regulation wins are making the playoffs.
Yeah,
while other teams.
That is nuts. Something's got to change with that playoff format.
Loser points.
It's horrible. Moving on from that, though, again, bright future. Matthew Schaefer. Our AHL team, the Bridgeport Islanders, are like a powerhouse for this run in the playoffs. We sent down. I'm going to read a few lists of some players. You might know some, you might not. Cal Ritchie, who's been playing the whole season with us and has been great, sent to the AHL for the playoffs. We've got Isaiah George, Victor Eklund, who got a secondary assist, 2 hits and 2 shots in his NHL debut on the first line last night. He'll be down there. Liam Foudy, Varlamov is questionable to play in the playoffs because I don't know the rules around that, but he is starting tonight, and they're up 3-0 right now. Daniel Prokhorov was just sent to Bridgeport as well. Quinn Finley just signed an entry-level contract and will be playing in Bridgeport. So we have a bright future, giving these young guys the playoff run, show them the taste of winning. When they come up to the NHL, all they'll want to do is win. So I'm upset, but I'm not too upset.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way to put it. The Islanders, for what they had, for like having a guy like Schaefer, for like going with fan favorites like Barzal, like you made a good run. It was an exciting season.
Realistically, we were never supposed to make the playoffs.
Yes.
And we did. We almost did.
Exactly.
So it's hard to be upset. But
you still traded it for what the heck's his name?
Palat.
Shen, yeah.
Susie.
So, and questionable New York Islanders managing decisions, firing your coach with 4 games left.
Yeah, with 4 games left. Listen, I don't mind the signing, but come on now, let Waugh finish out the season.
Exactly. Like, yes, Pete DeBoer's good, but I don't think that Waugh was the problem.
I don't think so either. I think it was just they were being outplayed. That's all it really was.
And they just needed some sort of jump start with Pete DeBoer, but
yeah.
It was a decent season from the Islanders nonetheless, and it was a fantastic season for the man right next to me.
That's pretty cool.
Eric Palmieri.
Yeah, they won the Atlantic Division for the first time since 2009, 2010. So that's I'm like
and
what,
that was
4 years old. So I wasn't even talking at that point.
And that was Ryan Miller's Vezina year.
Yeah, no, like that. It was a pretty solid year. You know, I wasn't walking or talking yet at 5, but yeah, it's still like I'm speechless right now. Like my dad texted me earlier today because we were talking about the last game of the season. They're facing the Stars at 7. It's going on. Went on a couple hours ago, but
as of when this goes
and
live.
it was quote unquote holy shoot, we get to watch hockey past the second week of April. I still can't believe this is my life. And I feel like that's just every person in Buffalo right now. Like it's just weird. It's a weird feeling. But now that we're in like the situation that we are in, I'm a little nervous for the Bruins.
KeyBank Arena didn't even think they'd make it.
Dude,
no.
Yeah, KeyBank Arena didn't think they would make it. The couple of scheduling issues. Tate McRae and the Wiggles are going on at the same time as their first 2 playoff games. So we'll see what they do. I mean, I would rather listen to Fruit Salad if I'm being completely honest.
Or what was the other one?
Go watch the Sabres for $500.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, those playoff tickets were wild. For those of you who haven't seen the prices for the playoff tickets at the KeyBank Center,
reselling and scalpers are ruining sports. They're ruining sports. They're ruining concerts. It is the worst thing ever. I hate Ticketmaster. I hate Ticketmaster so much. I joined that queue with 10 minutes before they went on sale, and I still missed out.
That's your fault for not joining an hour before.
What? Oh my God. Are you kidding me? And then by the time I got to it, it was $417.
Sounds like a user error.
I'm a broke college student. How am I supposed to pay for that?
Well,
you know what?
The thing is, I have to tell you,
Yeah.
welcome to Bell Center money.
It's
Money.
okay.
And, you know,
I have a beer
welcome to Bell
saber
Center
and I
money.
have illegal, pirating
honestly,
websites. So it's okay.
I gotta tell you, Eric, me
like the
and
same
Evan
feeling.
have been talking here, and our team's being out. You're the only New York team left to represent us. So, I think for right now, not a fan of them, but to support.
Sorry, Rob.
There went my mic. I dropped my mic, guys. My fault. Hold on.
It looks like it's still clipped to you, but
No.
the clip anyway. Yeah, the actual microphone. But nonetheless, all right. I am the only one here.
I've started
with
an
a team-
uprising.
An uprising against the host. Wow. Anyways, that'll be a decent segue.
Yeah, you're getting kicked out, Rob.
Yeah, these
We're
guys.
taking over.
Yeah, the ones that are actually taking over the show next year have all gotten onto the wagon.
Welcome to Sabres Talk.
When the Sabres eliminate you guys second round, you could get a Sabres jersey too.
Yeah.
You can,
Well,
you can join. And then at the
There's
end
a
of the
lot
playoffs,
more
you can go
say
back to
about
your
that.
bum
Let's
team.
move on to my whole thing here with the Habs. The last 3 games have, as everybody else takes their sabbatical here, the last couple of games have really given me pause for thought. as a
1993.
1994. Anyways.
Still later than us.
Anyways, the last couple games for the Habs, a 5-2 loss to the Jackets, who didn't even make the playoffs. A
Yeah, 'cause you guys
4-2
suck.
loss to the Flyers. My hope, anyway. My hope for Habsland is dwindling. It's still there. As the rest of my...
I can't sleep with this guy next to me. I'm trying.
Yeah,
gotta
exactly.
get
He's a
him
loud
like a
sleeper. He's a loud
apnea
sleeper.
machine.
But hey, there's some things to be glad about in Habsland. 50 goals for Cole Caulfield, 30 goals for Uri Slavkovsky, both on the same night. Meanwhile, which was our 2-1 victory over the Lightning, in which Uri Slavkovsky literally took back the lead in the third period a minute after
There
the
you
Lightning scored. And then Nick Suzuki, the first player since 1986 on the Canadiens who has scored 100 points. And I've actually seen some stuff where he's one of the leaders for the Selke, believe it or not, this year. So it's gonna be interesting, and we have meaningful hockey coming up in Montreal.
It's not meaningful. You guys are getting out first round. That ain't meaningful.
Maybe.
Tampa's wiping you guys.
The thing is, no matter which way it goes, it's going to 7 games. Tampa versus Montreal is going to 7 games.
I would much rather have the Lightning versus Sabres. I think that would feed a lot more families than Canadian Sabres.
Especially after that game this year.
That's what I mean. I just want to see 10 fights a period.
That's actually a good. That would feed some families. I would say that. But Habsland is vibing right now. The tide is high in the city of Montreal, and we are going to the playoffs in actually a divisional position, not one of the wild cards.
Swept in the first round.
Nonetheless, well, don't go away because
Yeah,
while
I had
two
some-
of our
I had something
teams
in my throat.
made the playoffs, only one of them will make the finals. We've got our predictions for who will contend for Lord Stanley's Cup. We'll be back on Hockey Talk.
Do you like reading? Do you like reading books? Do you like looking at books? Do you like having a collection of books in your living room?
Now, before we get into the nitty gritty, spoiler alert! Okay, or why did I write this in yellow? I told you! Welcome back between the pages.
Good evening and welcome to Jeopardy! I am your host, Joe.
Hello, Simon.
Joe is at this place. And I'm very concerned to see what Piper's answer is here.
Sorry, it's a 98-page rule book.
You guys are stumped still?
Joe, I'm gonna sound like a little snob here. It was not founded by Ray Kroc.
Welcome back, everybody. Season 2 of Oswego Lazo.
Welcome back to Hockey Talk, the show made by hockey fans for hockey fans. My name is Rob Finger, once again joined by Chris DeLuca, Evan Sholmes, and Eric Palmieri, and we're back to talk hockey. Now, we've made our predictions for who will be the ones making the finals. We'll start with those made by the man on the other side of the table from me, Chris DeLuca. Chris, who is your pick?
So I mean, it's spoiling it already. I got Tampa versus Avs, a 2022 rematch, and I know you didn't ask this, but I'm gonna say Tampa gets their revenge in this matchup, winning Game 7 in a thrilling overtime winner, scored by. Let's go. Is Hedman still not? Is Hedman still injured?
Yes.
Is he injured?
Is he still injured?
And he'll probably come back. It's gonna be scored by Victor Hedman. But yeah, I think Tampa realistically had. So, okay, let me get my words together. Oh my lord. I think this is what's realistically going to happen. Tampa has been obviously just kind of the same realm as the Avs, where they're always consistently good. They haven't been back to the playoffs or even to the conference finals at that since their 2022 run. And I think that they're without the Panthers, without the Rangers, Rangers from the 2024 at least in the past. Boston, Florida, they're not facing Boston in that first round. I think they're going to win it. I think they're going to get to the finals. And then for the Avs, obviously President's Trophy. I think that they're going to be the first one to get back to the finals since I believe it was 2015 was the last time a President's Trophy winner won the cup in the Blackhawks.
Yeah, I believe it was the Blackhawks.
So I'm going to say the Avs are going to get there.
All right, we'll move on to the picks for Evan Sholmes.
So I decided to go with the Stars and the Canes. I chose Dallas over Avs. I think no matter what, that's going to be a game. I think that's going to be a 7-game series, Stars versus Avalanche, and I think it's going to be a really, really entertaining series. And I think the Stars will maybe pull it out this year. I don't know. I've always had a soft spot for the Stars. I don't know. There's a fun team to watch. I've got a friend who's a big fan of the Stars, so it's good to root for them. And I think they do have a shot this season. And on the other side, the Canes, I mean, they kind of own the East right now. The Hurricanes are a beast. They're boring, but they're a beast.
They also don't have to face the two teams they lost in the last 4 years. So.
Yeah, so
kind of reminds me of the
Canes,
Bills,
I think, make it this year. So that's my pick.
All right, then let's move on into the picks for Eric Paul.
I wonder who he chose.
Oh, what did I choose?
Wow.
I have a 1999 revenge game for the Buffalo Sabres. Their only time they were in the Stanley Cup. Unfortunately, they did lose to the Stars on a pretty interesting call. But this is their road to revenge, and I'm going to break it down. First, they got the Bruins. I'm a little bit worried for that, but I think they're going to edge it out. I think home advantage is going to be very crucial for them. And then I'm going to say in the second round, they face the Lightning. Sorry, Rob. I think that's going to feed families, but I think they're going to overcome that one just based off of their... Oh, dude, like...
Say it.
6 or 7. I hate myself. Anyway, and then the Sabres are going to face off the Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Final. Oh, no! Gosh, the Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Final? That's terrifying. They definitely don't have a history of losing that every single time.
Hey, the Sabres have a history of not making the playoffs, so anything's possible.
Yeah.
Very true.
You know what? That's fair. And then I do think that it comes down to between the Stars and the Avalanche in that Western Conference Final, and that's a little bit of a toss-up, but I'm going to give it to the Stars and say they make it.
All right, so we'll run through my pick really quick. It is the Sabres and the Stars.
Ooh.
I think
Boring.
that the Habs do beat the Lightning, but I think that takes too much out of them. I think that a series between the Habs and the Sabres goes to 6 or 7 games, but I think ultimately Buffalo takes it because Montreal doesn't have that playoff experience and have that playoff drive. And I do think that it will be, again, Stars versus Avalanche conference finals, and I think that I really hope that the Sabres get revenge for Brett Hull's foot being in the crease.
Absolutely.
If the Habs are out, then I'm cheering for the Sabres.
If the Sabres win the Stanley Cup, I'll post a video of me screaming for like a minute straight, and we can just have it on there.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful.
I'll join you for that.
Yeah, there we go.
Alrighty. Well,
Can I hold the beer saber?
Yeah.
Done. I'm
the
in.
beer saver is here. Well, another regular season of NHL hockey has come to a close, but that means the real season is about to get underway. The Stanley Cup playoffs are here. We'll have all that action and discourse coming up in just 2 weeks' time. That'll be all for us tonight. For Chris DeLuca, Evan Sholmes, and Eric Palmieri, I've been Rob Finger. And remember, if it's hockey, it's on Hockey Talk. Good night.